Just like having relevant and accurate information is necessary to make sound hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the positives and be a sponsor of the Spark.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is honored to serve the Memphis community for over 60 years. We've always focused on supporting our community and believe in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is proud to be a presenting sponsor of the Spark.
Additional funding for the Spark is provided by Christian Brothers University, Mueller Industries, MyTown Movers, MyTown Roofing, MyTown Miracles, and by Serves.
This month on The Spark, our theme is a group approach. We'll learn more about an organization providing year-round sports training and athletic competition for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, a nonprofit granting the wishes of children diagnosed with life-threatening medical conditions, and a company specializing in marketing, communications, and public relations that's helping nonprofits share their stories. We'll also spotlight a special moment from our Spark Awards 2017. Ever been excited by a new idea? Inspired by watching someone lead by example? When we talk about creating change, we start by sharing the stories of everyday heroes making a difference in their own way so we can learn and do the same. This truth is the power behind this show, which is focused on business and community leaders who are leading by example to give back, fuel change, and create new opportunities for the Mid-South. I'm Jeremy Park, and this is The Spark. They're an organization providing year-round sports training and athletic competition to individuals with intellectual disabilities. I'm here with the director for Special Olympics Greater Memphis, Lisa Taylor. So let's start. Special Olympics Greater Memphis, rich history here in the Mid-South, amazing sports competition, training year-round. That's my kind of 2 cents, but give us a little bit of history for Special Olympics Greater Memphis.
Well, Special Olympics Greater Memphis started in 1973. And we've been around, obviously, for quite some time, and we work with children and adults with intellectual disability, doing different sports competitions, training them and competing year-round. But it's not only one big event. We have 17 different programs that run year-round. We have 9 different city tournaments, a weekly summer camp, and everything we do is at no cost to the athletes or their families or their caregivers.
Love it. So give us an idea of some of the sports, because I mean it covers obviously a wide range of sports.
We have basketball, volleyball, track and field, bocce, tennis, powerlifting, golf, flag football, soccer. I'm probably going to forget many.
Put you on the spot.
So many of them. Yes, yeah.
But and a lot of these too, it's obviously volunteers coming in, it's the athletes coming in, it's partners coming in to be able to pull all these pieces together. So very collaborative in terms of the way you go about this. So
yes.
Describe kind of the process of pulling all these pieces together.
All right. So most of our programs actually are volunteer driven. I have volunteers that run all our programs. So we're very, volunteers are our key. Then we come to the schools, doctors, the community centers, churches, all different organizations to reach the community to get our athletes, which I call them all my kids because they're wonderful. Their smiles are contagious. And then we bring them in and get them involved to the different programs. And then I reach out to the different community centers, churches, schools, universities to use their facilities so we can host our programs to the children.
Right. Give us an idea of the age range.
Right now, my youngest athlete is 5 and my oldest athlete is 72.
Nice.
So there's no cut. Yeah, it is a good range. And there's no cutoff age. Like you can go until you're ready to quit. Our youngest right now is 5, but we will take some that are younger than that. We're trying to start an early childhood program where the kids begin at 2.
And when I think about these programs, it's confidence building, it's obviously the physical fitness. There's so many dynamics that go into play, but that are healthy and productive and amazing for the athletes. Describe some of those things that when you look at what you're doing, the ability to truly lift these individuals up. What does some of those look like in your world?
It's wonderful because people just think it's just sports, but it's not. It teaches them so much more. I mean, it gives them friendships. It teaches them confidence within themselves. It also gets them out in the community where people learn about the different children and adults with intellectual disabilities. It makes them feel so much pride, and it's the excitement that you see in them. I have children that come in that barely will say 2 words. Within 6 months, they're running around calling you by your first name. They're talking to everybody. They're running up and giving you a hug. We're talking the child that 6 months ago would not even say 2 words or walk up to you. So it's exciting to see how they get when they get to interact with their own peers. And it's all different ages. It doesn't have to be, everyone doesn't have to be the same age. It's everybody. And you get them all together interacting, and it's just remarkable to see how they all are, and just the excitement that they bring and give to each other, and how they learn to just explode with this energy that they didn't know they had.
Well, and I like the aspect too of just the volunteers, and kind of like you said, it's also breaking down a lot of stereotypes. It's looking at it as, wait a second, we're all very similar and we're here together, and let's have fun together and share love. And so that aspect of bringing our community together versus being divisive, I think is really important as well.
It is. It's very important, because it shows people that just because they have a disability doesn't mean they can't do it or do anything. And it's amazing. Some of these athletes, they're phenomenal. I mean, they can beat me in different things. I mean, you come and watch them and you're like, oh my gosh, I have people, volunteers all the time go, Lisa, I cannot believe this. They're unbelievable. I'm like, I know, it's amazing. But then also they strive, they get so excited about what they're doing, and they put so much effort into it.
What are some ways we can help?
So volunteering, big. We always need the volunteers. Facilities, always need the facilities, because I'm always looking to grow programs, and I'm always looking to serve more athletes, working in the communities, trying to get more athletes involved, more of the younger athletes involved. So that's number one. Number two is obviously the funding, because everything we do is at no cost. We receive no funding from our state office. So when we go to our state games, we actually pay a fee to attend those. For example, we have a program called Road Warriors, which is a running group, and we run in different 5Ks around the city. We purchase their shoes. We take them to Breakaway and get them fitted to make sure, they have the proper shoes on to run where they don't hurt themselves. So any of our programs, we supply everything that the athlete would need. Our summer camp, it's a week-long summer camp at Rhodes College. We cover all the costs for that. So obviously the funding is very important. And like I said, the volunteers, because we need more volunteers to be able to do the programs that we do.
Give us an idea of how many, overall you serve here between the adults and the children.
Counting with the schools that we deal with, we probably have right now a little over 2,400.
Nice. Well, tell us where we can learn more. How can we take that first step?
Easy. Go to specialolympicsmem.org. You can go to our Facebook page or our Twitter account and find out all the information you would like. You can give us a call. It's very easy to volunteer. It's very easy to get involved. We make the steps so painless that we can get you going right away.
Well, I love it. Love everything you're doing here in the community. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
They're a nonprofit granting the wishes of children diagnosed with life-threatening medical conditions. I'm here with the Director of Marketing and Communications for Make-A-Wish Mid-South, Amanda Wiig. Give us a little bit of history and context for the organization.
Sure. So last year we just celebrated 30 years as a specific chapter here in the Mid-South. We granted 5,000 wishes in those 30 years. And so we have seen a lot of lives impacted, thousands and thousands of families and people touched, which is remarkable. So it all started actually in Arizona originally, kind of the national chapter, and then we kind of became a local chapter here 30 years ago.
5,000 wishes,
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So talk about the process, because as I mentioned, it's children diagnosed with life-threatening medical conditions, but it's so much more than that. So give us an idea of just the process overall.
Sure. So it kind of all starts with a referral. We kind of outreach to medical professionals, anyone, a family member, a medical professional, or like a child themselves, maybe a teenager or something. If they hear about Make-A-Wish, they can refer children to Make-A-Wish. That's kind of how it all starts. And then from there, we actually have our volunteers who are wish granters go into their hospital rooms, go to their houses, talk to them about who they want to meet, what they want to be, where they want to go. And then from there, our office works to make that wish come true.
Nice.
We partner with sponsors, and sponsors are able to sponsor wishes. And then they are able to do a reveal party where they have that child at their workplace or at their school and tell them that their wish is being granted. It's really incredible.
And I've personally been a part of these. Our company has done them. It's amazing. And the kids walk in with their families and they're just blown away, and the huge smile on their face. And Talk about what some of these wishes are, because in our case, they wanted to go and see Legoland, and it was all about Legos. I know Disney World is popular, Disneyland is popular, so give us an idea of what some of those wishes are.
Sure. So most wishes fall into 4 main categories. I wish to go, I wish to have, I wish to meet, and I wish to be. And that's not a requirement, but most of those kind of are surrounding that. So actually, close to 75% of our wishes are Disney related. A Disney cruise, Disneyland, Disney Hawaii, all kinds of Disney wishes. But beyond that, a lot of I wish to meet celebrities. Kids wish to have a shopping spree, or wish to have a new computer, or wish to have a lot of gaming systems. A lot of wish to meet wishes are YouTube stars these days, kind of a changing wish demographic we have. And then, of course, I wish to go. We send a lot of kids overseas to different parts of Europe and Asia, a lot of Hawaii wishes. And so our wish kids are all over, doing all kinds of things.
And you mentioned sponsors play a key role, volunteers play a key role, so interacting with the child, being able to figure out kind of what all needs to take place and what this wish is going to entail, and then bringing this to life. And obviously there's a financial contribution for the sponsor to help underwrite that cost for the child and the family. So talk about that side of things.
Sure. The average cost of a wish is $8,000. A number of wishes are a lot more than that, and quite a few are less than that. So that's kind of the average. That's the wish sponsorship level. So if an individual or if a company wants to sponsor a wish, they need to kind of donate or fundraise or whatever it is, that $8,000. And then our volunteers are truly a huge part of bringing our mission to life. They are the ones, like I said, actually meeting the wish kids upfront and personal, talking to them about what they enjoy and what they like and what they want. And then the sponsors just play such a special role in getting to interact with that kid as their wish is being granted. Like you said, we have sponsors that go all out. They transform their office into a rainforest, or a lot of schools will put on plays to reveal to the child that their wish is being granted. So much incredible work and investment comes from the sponsor side, and even raising the money. So many people come up with really creative ways to raise the money and just really get kids invested in something bigger than themselves to be able to grant a wish.
And I know that schools play a big role in this too. So you work with so many schools here in the area that help to grant these wishes. Talk about just that partnership with the schools, because I think that's pretty cool for kids and students, high schoolers and middle schoolers, to be able to grant a wish.
That is so true. So that's part of our Kids for Wish Kids program. And it's such a cool program because it's just, it is what you make it. It is what you want it to be. So that could be a teacher heading up, that could be a student or a club. A lot of our local schools here have Make-A-Wish clubs that will sell Chick-fil-A chicken biscuits, that will kind of put on special days where you wear jeans and donate $1, or all kinds of different ideas that they raise money through. So Kids for Wish Kids program, we have, kind of a somewhat of a structure to it, but it's just whatever child or teacher or administrator or parent, whoever kind of wants to lead that program within schools. It's just, the world is your oyster when it comes to raising money for wishes and how you're able to do that. But like you said, a remarkable number of schools. And it is so fun to see kids, have another kid about their age, or potentially even in their class, sometimes in their school, that they're granting wishes for. And so it's really cool for, like I said, kids to be a part of something bigger than themselves. It creates leadership skills, all kinds of really cool things that happen with those schools.
Talk about why, in a larger context, this is so important for our community.
Sure. There have actually been a number of studies done recently, kind of within Make-A-Wish and within hospitals, but scientific studies that show kind of the impact of a wish, that are actually able to demonstrate that when kids get a wish, their health actually improves, that their outlook improves. I think kids can, especially sick children with critical illness, see a wish as something that's impossible. How could this ever happen? And then when it comes true, they can also see their illness that way of like, how could I ever beat this? How can I ever be, kind of a normal child again someday? How can I ever get healthy? And when they see what they think is impossible, a wish coming true, it gives them a lot of hope and strength that, that maybe they could be healthy someday, and that seems impossible as well. So it's remarkable to see the medical impact. A number of studies actually even seeing the need for treatment going down once a wish is granted, that just that boost of confidence and excitement and kind of a breath of life for a child actually helps them in so many different ways in combating their illness and overcoming it.
Tell us where we can go to learn more. How do we, for all those that say, I want to be a part of a wish, where do we start?
Yes. So we're really lucky that there really are so many ways to get involved. Of course, our website, midsouth.wish.org, Facebook page, our Instagram, Twitter, all of those have a lot of information. But certainly, if you want to become a sponsor, we're really excited about that. Would love to talk to anybody about that. If you want to become a volunteer, maybe you have some extra time on your hands, and it doesn't take too much time to be a volunteer. Just go through a training class to kind of be able to grant those wishes, and then you can kind of grant wishes as many as you want each year. And then, of course, also if you know a child with a critical illness, referrals are really important to us, and so doctors, like I said, medical professionals, family members, just to get the word out that if you know a child with a critical illness, we certainly want to grant them a wish.
Well, I greatly appreciate all you do and appreciate coming on the show. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
The Spark Awards annually recognize and celebrate individuals and organizations that have made outstanding contributions to the community. This year's recipient of the award for corporations with 100 to 499 employees is ServiceMaster by Stratos.
ServiceMaster by Stratus is a contract janitorial service that services business and industry in the local marketplace. We say that we take care of your facilities so that you can take care of your business. We have an opportunity to serve a lot of different types of customers in the marketplace, whether it's event and venue or regular office buildings, or then the healthcare or educational field. We are delighted to be part of the Memphis fabric.
You yourself, you serve on a lot of nonprofit boards, you're heavily giving of your time, your energy, your resources, but you also get your service partners involved heavily in a very unique way. So talk about how you partner up with nonprofits.
We, years ago, were approached about helping a nonprofit, and our company doesn't have a lot of cash, but what we do have are people. That is who we are. And so I thought, well, what if we give of our people and their time for the nonprofits? So it's more of an in-kind donation that we're doing. But the added benefit that we had no idea that we were going to do is they start learning about the nonprofits that exist in the Memphis marketplace. We do the River Arts Festival. Well, all of a sudden our people are wandering through with a brute barrel and dustpan, but they're looking at all the art. They had the opportunity to do Memphis Charitable Foundation with the Blues Ball. They got to participate in 901 Fest and see all of the organizations that were giving in the Memphis marketplace and how they could even become involved.
Talk about SERVES. I think this is a very unique opportunity as well, and so you have a great partnership with them, kind of an apprenticeship, if you will.
It has exceeded our wildest imagination on how those 7 individuals are now part of our team. And they've done something to our team that is already servicing FedEx for them. They've raised the bar. It has been such a blessing for both the SERVES team, I believe, and definitely for ServiceMaster by Stratus.
And one of the other unique things that I personally love, you live and work downtown. That's where your family is downtown, and you've made it kind of your mission to be able to help those who are homeless. And so you've given them opportunities. I know you've learned a lot in the process, but share kind of your passion for helping those who are homeless and down on their luck.
When we moved downtown, I made it a point to make sure that everybody was worth acknowledging. And so that created an opportunity for myself and my family to start meeting the guys and gals downtown. Well, then when I started really listening, I thought, hey, they don't have clean clothes. Well, I'm a contract janitorial service. We wash and dry all the time. So I opened up our washer and dryers so that they could have clean clothes. They've learned how to wash their own clothes and come back when the buzzer stops and put it in the dryer. And so that was one of the ways.
So last question, what motivates you every day to do what you do?
Interestingly enough, it's when someone says thank you for the opportunity, or they just want to visit with me and tell me, hey, guess what, I have gotten in this program, or I am doing this, or I've bought my first car, or even when we had one of our service partners that was through the Salvation Army program, she said, I was actually denied because I was told I make too much money now. That's what makes me smile each and every day.
They're a company specializing in marketing, communications, public relations, and helping nonprofits share their stories. We're here with the president and CEO of Morris Marketing Group, Valerie Morris. And this is your baby, so to speak. It's got your name in it, Morris Marketing Group, but you guys cover a lot of bandwidth. Give us a little bit of history from Morris Marketing Group.
Well, I started about 3 years ago, and it was after a long-time career in the corporate world, being very involved in community relations, communications, marketing, and just thought it was time to go out on my own and have a little fun and be my own boss.
Give us a little bit of a a la carte menu, if you will, of all the different things you do.
We are a holistic marketing firm, so we look at we're consultative, so what we do is we go in and work with different companies, different clients, see what their needs are, and then we try and solve those solutions and help them be the best they can be and help them drive results. That's really what we try to do, from social media to communications to PR to holistic marketing and brand and identity campaigns.
And you've got an amazing team. Just looking at Patrick and Mark, I mean, very specialized experts in their fields. And so when you talk about kind of building out your lineup and your experts on your team, talk about kind of that strategy.
Well, that's something I learned when I first started, is that I wanted to have senior people. I wanted to have people that were senior strategists, that folks that really had been in the industry for a long time, so that when we walk into a company that we had that expertise already ready to be their team member and to be part of their team, so that they can outsource many of their marketing capabilities to those that, or if they had their own marketing team. So I've been very fortunate. I have a great team now. I have some younger folks too that are coming up through the tracks, and they're learning, and they're going to be great seasoned professionals soon as well. But you know, they just need a little time, a little mentoring, and they're there though. They're excited about it, and like I said, I do have a really great team that are very, very seasoned and have a lot of wealth of knowledge and capabilities.
And one of the things that we love is that you're heavily involved in the nonprofit arena, heavily involved in giving, serving on boards. Let's start a little bit there, and we'll kind of bounce around, but talk about why that's so important for you and your team to be so involved with nonprofits and to help them share their stories as well.
Well, I think it's vitally important. I think you have to give back to the community. I've been giving back for over 20 years. I've either chaired an event or been part of an event or donated time and talents to an event. So I think it's when you give back to the community, it gives back to you as well. And it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good that you're making a difference in people's lives, whether it be one of the children's organizations or whether it's one of the other nonprofits that are in the area. I think it's just vitally important. It's part of our culture at Morris Marketing Group, and it's something that we believe in and give the time to our employees to make sure that they do give back.
When you talk about Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, you've got the social media side, but there's a lot of resources that you and your team kind of go in and consult with as well. But talk about some tips that nonprofits can use to help share their stories.
Well, first, if you're not doing it, you need to be doing it. That's the first part. A lot of nonprofits don't have the time or the energy sometimes to do a lot of the social media. There are a lot of campaigns that you can do. You can get Donate Now on there. And it's really about getting the community engaged with your nonprofit so they understand what you're doing, what your mission is, and how you can be part of that mission. And that's really what's important with a nonprofit, is that when they're doing a certain campaign, is that they're sharing that story and that mission, whether it be with a Make-A-Wish, for example, with a child, or with Special Olympics, when you're really sharing how you can get involved with many, many activities they all have, or the stories that they're telling, and giving back. If it's not your treasures, your money, then maybe it's your talents and you can volunteer. So that's the biggest piece of it, is that you just have to do it. You have to take the time. It's important.
One of the things I like is that you do a lot of networking. You bring different groups together. You bring your clients together with nonprofits, and you do happy hour mixers. I mean, you do a lot of different things, event-driven, but to focus on building relationships. Talk about kind of, because that's a unique element to what you do, but talk about that side of things.
Well, we started, it's called Bar 456 because it's 456 Tennessee Street is our address, so we just thought it would be kind of cute. And what we've done is we've invited both community activists, from politicians to corporate leaders to everyone in nonprofits, to come and share basically a networking event so that you can get to know each other, maybe have some common interests, maybe you could possibly work together, so it's both business and nonprofit and personal. It's really just about sharing in the community, giving back to each individual on how you can help them. And if you give them the tools to be helping themselves, then hopefully it maybe come back to you one day in some other way.
What's one other trend? I mean, obviously we talked a lot about social media, but what's one other trend when you look at marketing, PR, everything else just in general? What's another one that's a hot topic for you in your business?
Reputation management right now. It's really, really strong because people don't realize what their digital footprint is, and they need to be looking at what their digital footprint is. Where are you? Where are you being seen? Where are you being tagged? How are you being shared, as a matter of fact, and is it positive or is it negative? Because a lot of times you see the great positive messages, but then you're also having what I call sometimes the trolls that have to be the negative folks that want to be able to basically rain on your parade on what it is that's going on in your life or going on with a nonprofit, or they just don't like it. So you need to be aware of that and be able to counteract that and try and get them offline as soon as possible. We typically will send them an email or send them a Facebook Messenger and try and get them to get offline. And hopefully if you can have the discussion with them, whether it's a retail product or whether it's a nonprofit, then hopefully then you can change that sentiment and maybe they'll remove it from social media.
So what puts a smile on your face when you look at everything that's going on, not only with Morris Marketing Group, but just in general, the working with the nonprofits, what puts a smile on your face?
I think I just like being involved. I like really seeing people do well, and that's what's really important to me is that, you know, when you see a organization do really well or that they have achieved their goal, like I was at an event last night and they surpassed the goal that they wanted to make, both financially and with volunteers, and it was just great. I mean, it's just, I smile when people do well. I like to celebrate people's successes.
Last question is the easy one, is tell us where we can learn more. How can we reach out to Morris Marketing Group?
Well, it's www.mmgmemphis.com, or you can always call it 901-425-3770.
Well, Valerie, greatly appreciate all you do here in the Mid-South and appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Life is the ultimate team sport. To accomplish great things, it takes teamwork and a group approach. As we saw in this month's episode, one of the many things that makes our city great is our ability to collaborate, to work together, to build and strengthen our community, to solve problems, and to help each other and those in need. Special Olympics Greater Memphis is taking a group approach to provide children and adults with intellectual disabilities continuous opportunities to develop physical fitness, demonstrate courage, experience joy, and share their gifts and abilities with our city. MakeAWish Mid-South has a group approach to empowering wish granters and to providing hope, strength, love, and joy to children diagnosed with life-threatening medical conditions. And companies like Morris Marketing Group are leveraging their talents and skill sets to not only help their corporate clients, but to help nonprofits grow and thrive as well. With a group approach, our city and nation will succeed. So thank you for watching The Spark. To learn more about each of the guests, to watch past episodes, and to share your stories of others leading by example, visit WKNO.org and click on the link for The Spark. We look forward to seeing you next month, and we hope that you'll join with us in creating a spark for the Mid-South.
Just like having relevant and accurate information is necessary to make sound hiring and lending decisions, being engaged in our community is important. DataFax is proud to support the positives and be a sponsor of The Spark.
Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is honored to serve the Memphis community for over 60 years. We've always focused on supporting our community and believe in promoting the positives, encouraging engagement, and leading by example. Lipscomb & Pitts Insurance is proud to be a presenting sponsor of The Spark.